Hello everyone, thanks for dropping by. We are now in the latter part of 2021 and the US marriage season is well and truly finished. But the US dating season has still got a few more weeks to go before it's finished with this year, and it's interesting to see how the dating season has gone in America, as I found some interesting data which, taken from a MGTOW perspective, could show how MGTOW is now affecting the US dating industry. One of the first things I found is this. As you can see, it's the Washington Post, which is Bezos' rag, and this was done 1 year ago. As it can say, the article is more than 1 year old and was written on March 21st, 2019. As you can read, it's not just you. New data shows more than half of young people in America don't have a romantic partner. Now, the question is why? It's mostly aimed at women, with one mention of a guy, but this article graph is interesting from a MGTOW perspective. As you can see, MGTOW more or less started around here, about 2008. The graph goes up, and then 2008, third wave feminism, MGTOW kicked in, and you can see it as a sharp drop. The age is 18 to 34, the key age graphic. They're rising, then all of a sudden third wave feminism and MGTOW kicked in, and you can see a drop. And then it started rising, no steady partner as the effect happened. The 65 plus, which I'm approaching, there, and then divorces, third wave feminism, and a drop. And then it rose a bit and it starts to climb again. Even the 35 to 49-year-old group and the 50 to 64-year-old group is pretty steady, and then delayed a little bit, then it dropped, and then they both started climbing. Now, has MGTOW had an effect on that? Your guess is as good as mine. And it just goes on a bit about it. It's 41% of Democrats are without a steady partner, because they're all leftist socialists, compared with 29% of Republicans, which tend to be conservatives. And black Americans, our black MGTOW brothers, are more likely than white Americans to not have a steady partner. Well, MGTOW more or less started in the black parts of America, so that's understandable. And then its unemployment has had an effect. And more or less that's the end of this article. Now, more importantly, I found this. It's from the Pew Research Center, which is based in Washington, because I had a look at where it was. That's why it's red. As you can see, nearly half of US adults say dating has gotten harder for most people in the last 10 years. In the last 10 years. So it goes from that to that in just 1 year. It's also got a series of graphs. The long-distance relationship, debt, and voting for Donald Trump, top listed relationship deal breakers. The significant amount of debt, that's 49%. That could be women. Definitely probably would not date. A guy's not going to date a girl with a large, silly boy, with a large amount of public debt. And that's just silly, voting for Donald Trump. And 10 years older than them, that's understandable unless the guy's super rich. And voting for Hillary Clinton, that's a bit silly as well. But anyway, public sea trainings for men dating in the Me Too era. Harder for men, 65%, because they're up against these men-hating, die-hard, left-wing, third-wave feminists. And it's harder for women. That could be post-wall. And then lots of other things. Where's the one? Women say it's hard to find someone who is looking for the same kind of relationship that meets their standards. 56% of women say that, because women have got a shopping list, but only 35% of men. Hard to find someone looking for the same kind of relationship as them. Again, 65%, 45%. Hard for them to approach people, 52% and 35%. And analphabet people, not interested in them. Half of singles not looking for a relationship or dates. Is MGTOW in that crowd? I don't know. And that's the first page. Second page, it's a profile of single Americans. Share of US adults who are single voted by demographic groups. This is interesting. Among men, 18 to 29, 51%. That could be the effect of MGTOW. Maybe, we don't know. And then these more established guys and these guys that have been burnt and they're not interested anymore. Amongst women, 18 to 29, riding a cock carousel. They married or not, and then all of a sudden we hit the wall, 29%, and it jumps to 65%, but those could be widows. Half of singles not looking to date. I think we've had that before. Most older single women are not looking to date. They're not looking 37%, but looking 63%. They're after the guys with the 3 6s. 6-pack, 6-figure salary, and 6 foot tall. Then we get the post-war women looking for date. Look at that. And then the women decided they ain't going to get anything, so it starts to drop. And then they're spending time with the cats. And for younger non-daters, dating just isn't the top priority. More important priorities right now. It doesn't give you sexes, but I should imagine it's for guys looking after themselves, and it's for women riding a cock carousel in the 18 to 49 group. More alphabet people. I've looked through this before, that's why the links are in red, people. Personal experience, attitudes to daters. Looking for a relationship only. Very difficult. That could be women. Open to casual dates. That could be women experimenting. Urban areas. That's in American cities. Rural areas, 80%, because the sparsely populated in American rural areas. And currently online dating, that could be mostly women. Online dated in the past, that could be mostly women. Never dated online, that could be even Stevens. Women say it's hard to find someone who's looking for the same kind of relationship that meets their standards. We've had that before. Date split, we've had that before. Single people don't feel a lot of pressure to find a partner. Most single people don't feel. Friends, family members, society. Roughly half of young singles feel society's pressuring them to be in a relationship. And that's your friends. As you can see, as the older you get, the more less pressure. Family members. The mother wants the son to marry a good girl, get settled down, have grandkids. And then we got the American society media pressuring guys to get married, 53%. 4 in 10 women say someone they've been on a date has pressured them for sex. Shouldn't do that. Third, the all important first kiss comes after 3 dates to see if you've had any chemistry, and then sex comes after 5 to 7 dates. It does in my book anyway. After about 4 in 10 adults looking up to someone they're romantically interested in online. Now that mostly is women. All the dating apps seem to be predominantly populated by women. Then they hit the wall, so it's going down. They've really hit the wall, and they've just given up. And then we have the high school or less, some college, and they've got a useless degree. So you could link that with that. Young adults are most likely to say they've never been ghosted. I have no idea what that is, so that's it. Next page is public attitudes. Again, across America, more than half of women say getting a date has gotten harder in the past 10 years. 55% of women. That could be the effect of MGTOW. White, black, and Hispanic. And there again we got the age groups, looking for the 360s guys. Post-war women, 47%. 50 to 64 women, 51%. They're divorced and they're in the dating game again, and they find it's not happening. Married, living with partner, in relationships, single and looking, that could be both men and women. Women are twice as likely as men to say dating is harder than 10 years ago because it's riskier now. That's virtually more impersonal, harder to meet people, even Stevens. Public sees challenges for men dating the MGTOW era. We've covered that before. Demographic groups, majority say it's harder for men to know how to act in the MGTOW era. We've covered that before. Majority of public say premarital sex is at least sometimes acceptable. Not really. And then it's about sex. Men much more likely than women to find sex a date acceptable. Of course, guys just want to get laid. And it's breaking up. Few say breaking online is acceptable. And that's the acknowledgements. Back. But anyway, MGTOW is probably having an effect on the dating market. Last year, it says half of adults say dating's gotten harder for most people in the last 10 years. And the year before that, half of young people don't have a romantic partner. I would say MGTOW is really affecting the dating field, as these graphics show, as more and more guys learn about MGTOW and female nature, and it's starting to have a profound effect on American society. Alright, I think this is on the 10-minute mark now, if not over that, so I'll leave this at that. I'll naturally put both links below so you can have a good read of this Research Centre article, which is quite interesting if you're an American. But right, people, I think that's it. You know the routine. Comment, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down. It's completely up to you. So till next Monday, which I might go back to Star Wars. I want to know what's happening over there. But for now, that's it for this one. Bye-bye.